Welcome to Akshaya Patra Tri-State Area Gala 2021. All right, we made it. We made it. I'm so excited, guys. This is awesome, awesome. I'm so happy. My name, if you didn't get it over there, my name is Omi Vedya. If you don't know who I am, please leave. मैडम नहीं पहचाना? नहीं? सिक्योरिटी उसको लेके जाओ. हाँ मैं खाली खाली जोक करूँ छू आंटी. Okay? I'm an actor who works in Hollywood and Bollywood. How many of you are familiar with Bollywood? You familiar? Yes, a lot of Indian people here. Some non-Indians as well. Sir, are you lost? You're supposed to be here. Okay, just checking. Just checking. All right. This isn't an A.R. Rahman concert. Yeah, it's great doing both Hollywood and Bollywood movies. For the couple of you that don't know what a Bollywood movie is, let me just explain it. A Bollywood movie is just like a Hollywood movie. Yeah, except completely different. Okay? All right? All right, and remember, if you want to make a Bollywood movie, just take a Hollywood movie and remove all the reason and logic. You're not going to need it. Unnecessary. And then you will need some music videos, so put them randomly through the film. The more random, the better. And you're going to need a really good script, like well, actually, it doesn't really. Just take any idea and then put a famous actor in it, and you've got a blockbuster film. You guys, you get that? All right. Okay. But it's so wonderful to host you guys, to be here tonight, and to host so many wonderful, successful people that make so much more money than me. Yeah. No, I'm not upset at all. But it is really great. I grew up in this country, but I got to go to India so many times, and I saw just how different it was and how privileged we are. And that really changed the way that I thought of myself. And when I became, a successful actor, I was looking for a wonderful organization to give my name to help, And when I found Akshaya Patra, I knew that I had found my partner, because these guys do an amazing job with what they do. It's really great. And if you don't know the details, we're going to tell you. We're going to let you know. I also want you guys to know that we are live streaming this to the world right now. So if you guys look at your phone, everybody will know. Anyway, guys, yeah, it's so wonderful to be here. I actually grew up in America. I grew up in a small village called Los Angeles. Yeah, and it's trippy, being an American and an Indian. Many of you, even immigrants that come here, we sort of have a difficulty figuring out our identity, because we want to desperately be Indian. At the same time, we want to desperately be American. It's like, holding a fork in one hand and eating with your other hand. Someone over there, that's my audience right over there. But it is, I struggled myself with finding my Indian identity. But, I found it because I actually had an arranged marriage. Yeah. It was arranged by my wife, though. Very similar to yours, sir. But my wife, she came with a dowry. Yeah, thank you, India. $30,000. Can you believe it? $30,000 in student debt. That's the American Indian part. My wife, she's a wonderful person. She's Gujarati American. So I'm basically Gujarati now. Basically, I'm Maharashtrian, but I've become a Gujarati. And it's really great because I don't have to pay for any hotels. It's really great. No AAA, no Marriott points. I just show my marriage certificate and, presidential suite, sir. There you go. Now, let's be honest. These are Gujaratis. Sometimes I get a little breakfast. That's it. I actually just had my first son. Yes? Yeah? That I know of. Who was that other? No, okay, yeah, that's right. But we have a wonderful show for you tonight. I'm very excited to be here. We have some amazing guests. And rather than make it about me, let's move on to our first wonderful performance. We have, this guy is really great. I've seen him grow up into an adult now, and he's an amazing singer. And he's been on so many incredible shows. Sparsh Shah is a singer, songwriter, rapper, inspirational speaker, and philanthropist. Sparsh, you gonna come up here? Come on up. This guy's really inspiring. He is a 3-time TEDx speaker and has performed in 9 countries across the globe, including TV performances in front of a billion people. He's more famous than me. I know, hard to believe. Sparsh was recently selected by ADP as one of the top 2 emerging leaders in the US. He was also ranked by Yahoo as one of the top 10 Indian child prodigies. Wow, that make India swell with pride. He is our golden child. Sparsh has garnered over 250 million views and is followed in 150 plus countries, all in social media. Come right in the front here, man. Yeah, don't be shy. All right, here we go. Please welcome. It is your honor, guys. Sparsh Shah.
Thank you so much. Can we give a huge round of applause to Omiji for the amazing way to I don't think there was a better way we could have started this event. I love it. I'm so blessed to be here, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm not gonna say way too much because I feel like music is that universal language that can speak a lot of what words can't. So I'm gonna start off with something that will remind us of the reason that we are all here. And as tradition goes, right, we always ask for blessings from the Almighty before we begin so that this event can be run auspiciously. So with that said, here is a very famous, very energetic, and very moving song but from the film Agnipath, Deva Shri Ganesha. So I pray that you enjoy this, and yeah, I guess let the music speak for itself. You can bring the music up a little bit. Deva Shri Ganesha, 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 Deva Shri Ganesha. ज्वाला सी जलती है आँखों में जिसके भी दिल में तेरा नाम है, परवाह ही क्या उसका आरंभ कैसा है और कैसा परिणाम है। धरती अंबर सितारे उसकी नजरें उतारे, डर भी उससे डरा रे जिसकी रखवाली यारे, करता साया तेरा Deva Shri Ganesha, 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 Deva Shri Ganesha. Oh, तेरी भक्ति का वरदान है, जो कमाए वो धनवान है, बिन किनारे की कश्ती है वो, देवा तुझसे जो अनजान है। यूं तो मूषक सवारी तेरी, सब पे है पहरेदारी तेरी, पाप की आंधियां लाख हो, कभी ज्योति ना हारी तेरी, अपनी तकदीर का वो खुद सिकंदर हुआ रे, भूल के ये जहाँ रे, जिस किसी ने यहाँ रे साथ पाया तेरा। हे देवा श्री गणेशा, 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 देवा श्री गणेशा. Can you bring the music down a little, please? Thanks. Oh, तेरी धूली का टीका किए, देवा जो भक्त तेरा जिए, उससे अमृत का है मोह क्या, हंस के विष का वो प्याला पिए. तेरी महिमा की छाया तले काल के रथ का पहिया चले, एक चिंगारी प्रतिशोध से खड़ी रावण की लंका जले. शत्रुओं की कटारे एक अकेले से हारे, कण भी पर्वत हुआ रे, श्लोक बन के जहाँ रे नाम आया तेरा. हे देवा श्री गणेशा, 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 देवा श्री गणेशा. बोलो गणपति बाप्पा. गणपतिन कर्ण सुदान पाण्य रूप चिते, प्रेमे लिंगणानन पूजेन भावे वालिन मणे नमः. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रव्यं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव. कारणवाचं मनसेन्द्रियर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि. अच्युतं केशवं राम नारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरिं श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिकावल्लभं जानकी नायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे.
One more big round of applause to Sparsha.
Thank you.
You know, Sparsha, I don't like being, overshadowed.
Oh.
And you did that.
Oh,
You told, oh yeah, did he not? Wow, that was amazing, man. All right, well, thank you so much, man, and we're gonna see you later, right?
Yes, you will.
All right.
I can't wait.
All
You all
right.
ready for this? Awesome.
All
See
right.
you later.
See you later. All right. Wow, that really, I'm supposed to like work on my comedy here, but how can you do anything when he's just singing? It's incredible. That voice is incredible. It's a passion that we have to perform and a passion that we have for Akshaya Patra. So that is really great. But, next I would love to call someone that you all know very, very dearly. The reason that you're all actually here, someone that's very close to my heart because she's a renowned cardiologist. And, actually before we get to her, I'm actually from a family of physicians. My grandfather was a physician in India. He was a general medicine. And my dad, he's a retired physician. He's a radiologist. My brother is a MD, PhD, med peds. Even my wife is a PhD. They're all doctors. Come to think of it, even my last name, Vedya, means doctor. Why did I pick this career? Oh my gosh. But here comes a real doctor, one that saves many, many lives. I would love to call onto the stage the Tri-State Area Chapter Head and also trustee for Akshaya Patra, USA, the very awesome, venerable Dr. Rachna Kulkarni. All right, yeah, there she is.
Thank you, Omi. Well, welcome, friends. It is so nice to see so many familiar faces. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the Tri-State and the South Florida and Miami chapter are grateful for your presence. Our team has worked really hard to put together an amazing evening for you. So can I ask the Tri-State team members to please stand up? Please, guys, stand up, because this is the team that made it all possible. This is an amazing group that has made Akshaya Patra their mission and has dedicated their time and efforts to the cause. So why did we do that? And most importantly, why are you here on a Saturday evening? To answer that, let me share a story with you, and I'm sure you can relate. May I see with a show of hands who here has spent some time in Indian households? A good percentage. You can relate to this. So when I was growing up in my home city of Nagpur, the typical routine would be that I would finish my school, come home, where my mom, who is the professor, would be sitting and grading the assignments. She would be doing her work, our maid will be doing her work, I will be doing my homework, and the maid's daughter, her name was Asha, and she will be doing her homework, and we would be doing homework together. We would complain, and this was elementary school, but we would complain how hard the homework is, and it is so bad. We have to go to school, but we have to go to school. Why do we have to go to school? And then we would share our dreams. We would say, okay, I always wanted to be a doctor, so I said, Asha, I would want to be a doctor. And Asha would say, I want to be a teacher, because she really idolized my mom. And this was going fine. She and I would do homework. It was going fine up until we reached middle school. And then Asha started skipping school and would just come and help her mother with housework. And she could skip school, so, I was getting jealous. I'm like, Mom, she gets to skip school and you don't let me do that. Why is that? And my mom laughed, and you know what she said? Beta, aise hi hota hai. That happened, and next year, our maid told us, Bai, iske baad, after this, Asha will just do the work for me. And I asked her, why? Why are you taking her out of school? And she looked at me bluntly, and she said, why am I going to educate her? Why am I going to send her to school? Because she said, I have so many mouths to feed at home. If she will come, she will help me in my household chores. I can feed other kids, and I'll send the boys to school. And this, you can relate. I have to say this in Hindi. बाद में कुछ तो काम में आएंगे, बेटी को पढ़ा के क्या करेंगे? घर में काम करना ही अच्छा है. So she said, the girls are better off just learning the household chores so that she can help me. And that was that. And we all accepted it. Soon I went to college, and Asha got married off. And then I went on to college, I became a doctor, and Asha became a full-time maid. And now, when I have a little bit of time to reflect about it, I realize how easily we accepted it. We said, you know what we said? We said, aisa hi hota hai. That means, oh, this is how it is. We seamlessly accepted. Tell me now, how many of you relate to this? A lot of us, right? And we accepted that our maid's daughter is going to show up to do her work. If the gardener doesn't show up, his son is just gonna take that place, and if the driver is not there, driver ka beta aa jayega, koi problem nahi. So now I realize we accepted ऐसा ही होता है, and ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. This is not how it should be. These kids should get an opportunity to get their education. They should have an opportunity to fulfill their dreams. And that's why I support Akshaya Patra, because Akshaya Patra's mission is that no child in India should be deprived of education because of hunger. So that's why you are. Thank you. And now I have the pleasure of welcoming you. And there is one very special person who is here to welcome you all. Our chairman of our board, Shiva Shivaram. Shiva flew from LA to welcome you all here. So big hand to him. He's an IT legend and president of Western Digital, and chairman of Akshaya Patra board. So it's my immense pleasure here to welcome Shiva.
Those of you from the Tri-State chapter probably already know, when Rachana says something, you do it. Rachana called me and said, get your rear end over here. We are having the chapter meeting. And I didn't have a choice. I'm here. But wow. I mean, that's all I can say, wow. I just look around. I'm so happy I came here. I got to meet a few of you as we were standing around the reception. The energy, the laughter, the enthusiasm, what I see here with Akshaya Patra, this fills my heart with hope. I truly think, as Rachana very beautifully put it, we have a simple, single, straightforward mission. No child in India will be deprived of education because of hunger. The second thing that goes for Akshaya Patra is the scale. All of us have good thoughts. We want to do right. We want to help our country. We want to help the children. However, the ability to scale it and serve 1.8 million children or 200 million meals during the pandemic, be able to do it with $20 per child for the whole year, this is not accomplished easily. We are here, we are making sure our good wishes are translating. However, it is being translated into action in India. Those of you who can, please do stop by a kitchen in India. When you get a chance, go serve a meal, an Akshaya Patra meal in a school in India. Your heart will melt. I don't think your life will ever be the same after you have done that once. My wife, Ranjana, is actually in Bangalore today. Earlier this week, she was in the kitchen cutting about 100 pounds of carrots, making the meals and going with the children and serving the meals, and he was sending me pictures. I told her I'm coming into the Tri-State area to give a talk. She made sure, hey, tell everybody who in this family talks and who actually does work. So, coming back to a wise man, Narayan Murthy, we had a conversation with him about a year ago. He taught me this expression, Vasudeva Kudumpakam. The expression means the entire world is our family. When we say the entire world is our family, it is a nice thing to say, but our family's children are hungry. When our family's children are hungry, it's not for us to sit idly by. That's the reason that I love seeing all of you here. I'm so happy that the Tri-State committee has pulled together this amazing event. I'm here to cheerlead. I want to make sure you open your minds, your hearts, and of course your wallets today. I'm looking forward to all of you helping us with this single mission. I want to make sure those children that Rachana was so beautifully describing, they are not deprived. We all had the opportunity. We are here doing well. I want to make sure the children of India get back to having that education that they can have on a full stomach, being able to learn and being able to make that country and the world a better place. Thank you.
Akshaya Patra means the unlimited bowl of abundance and sustenance. We are the driving force to eradicate classroom hunger in India, often providing the only meal a child receives in a day. Beginning in 2000, Akshaya Patra started by serving 1,500 meals to a small group of local schools in Bengaluru, India. Today, the organization boasts world-class, highly efficient kitchens that can cook up to 250,000 hot meals within 6 hours.
Akshaya Patra has brought together some of the best engineers to ensure that hot food is available in the required quantities to serve a large number of children to address this problem of child hunger in school.
ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯವರೊಬ್ಬರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಷಯ ಪತ್ರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಊಟ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದು ಸಹ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತುಂಬ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಊಟ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸಿತ್ತು ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನನ್ನದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸಿತ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಇದೆ.
We source local produce and transport hot, nutritious meals in custom-designed vans.
ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಊಟ ತಲುಪಿಸಿದರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗದಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸಿ ಊಟನೇ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ, ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಪಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ. ಅದೊಂದು ಗುರಿ ನಮಗೆ.
कुछ ना कुछ आता रहता है, जैसे सोमवार को यानी मंडे को कुछ ना अलग, जैसे दाल सब्जी रोटी, कोई बार वो येलो कलर की रोटी वो बहुत अच्छी लगती है, उसमें अजवाइन.
It remains the mission for Akshaya Patra that no child in India shall be deprived of education because of hunger.
अक्षय पात्र संस्थान बीते 18 वर्षों से देश के बचपन को पोषक आहार देने का असाधारण सेवा का है, अतुलनीय समर्पण का है. ये हमारे उन संस्कारों का विस्तार है जो हजारों वर्ष की महान परंपरा ने हमें सौंपे हैं.
Anybody who is fighting against hunger, anybody who is providing food to the hungry is doing something very noble.
People often don't give because nobody they respect asks them. They don't think they can make a difference, and they don't see the results. What you see with this program is the opposite. If from 2000 it's going from feeding 1,500 meals per day to 1.8 million meals. That is 1,000% increase, and it is really making a difference.
Here's an organization where if you gave just $20, that's enough to feed a child and keep them in school for a whole year. And there's so little out of your resources that can make such a huge impact on somebody else's life that I think everybody should get involved.
So for all of those who are watching this, I suggest that you find some fulfillment and joy, love and equanimity by getting involved in any way that you can with Akshaya Patra.
right. Wow. So many wonderful ways to give. This is an incredible organization. Our next guest is a very special person as well. It's the Consul General of India in New York. He's right there. Come on up. And he's the esteemed Mr. Randhir Jaiswal. And he's come all the way just to grace us. So thank you, sir. Thank you, come. Oh, yeah, use that one.
Chairman of Akshaya Patra, Mr. Shivaraman, Mr. Deshpande, Dr. Kulkarni, the larger Akshaya Patra family, all our distinguished friends and guests today. Namaste to all of you and a very good evening. Big thank you to Akshaya Patra for inviting me to this beautiful gala, a very purposeful gala. I receive a lot of invitation from various quarters. But when I receive one from Akshaya Patra, there's a lot of excitement in me. There's a lot of energy in me. There's a lot of delight in me. I'm really delighted, and I really want to come and join this gathering. And that is because the kind of work your initiative, your efforts, the difference that it is making at the grassroots level in India, your commitment, your dedication, and a lot more. There is another aspect to the work that you're doing. You know, life is about balance. Harmony and balance is one of the prime movers of human existence. Wherever you have a mountain, you have a gorge or a cliff. When you have imbalance in your body, you get sick. When you have imbalance in your judgment, it leads to conflict, leads to confrontation, to wars. So balance is very important. And we take so much from the society. And therefore, the law of nature says that we must give back. So from that perspective, your initiative, your urge, your desire, and your efforts is restoring that natural balance. You know, we have to look at these kind of things from that perspective as much. You know, I lived in South Africa. Like India, they have several languages, 11 official languages. In one of the languages, Zulu, which is spoken in KwaZulu-Natal, Mahatma Gandhi stayed in KwaZulu-Natal for several years, and it was his theater of political action in South Africa. In their Zulu language, it's a very sing-song, very beautiful language. There is a saying which goes like this, Ukup uku sifakela, which means giving is receiving. So you see how the kind of balance you are bringing to natural order, to our very existence, to our human existence. As part of India at 75, this is 75th year of India's independence. We are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav here in New York and various parts of the United States. We want to bring several conversations of stories from the grassroots, and hopefully we can bring some of the stories from the grassroots of Akshaya Patra project in action in India. So 3 cheers to Akshaya Patra. I hope in the days to come you'll feed millions more, and all our support to you. The Government of India stands ready to support all your initiatives. Thank you very much.
Hello. One more big round of applause for Mr. Jaiswal. Thanks for approving my work visa, by the way. Thanks a lot. I would love you guys to direct your attention to these two screens. Not because my beautiful face is there. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. It's very nice. But actually, we have a wonderful interview that we have, and it's for a special guest in India. Some of you, I think half of the room, will know who this person is. I'm talking about Anita Dongre. Yes, yes, the men are like, who? Huh? That's because she is a famous fashion designer, and her outfits are coveted by all of the women here. Yes, most of you. I'm not going to say all. But yes, Anita Dongre Foundation has given countless rural women an equal voice by providing them with the livelihood, opportunities, and skill training. An ethical, vegan, environmentalist, and revivalist of local craft, Anita advocates compassionate living, which is why her designs do not use any fur or leather. She shares this worldview with her sister Meena Sera and brother Mukesh Saolani, who work alongside her. So we are going to watch an interview of her, and you know, there's so many wonderful people that are aligned with this organization, and this is what we want to show you guys. So take a look.
Our next guest is a creative genius who has built a huge fashion empire across the globe. Today, with 4 iconic brands, she has over 1,000 stores and is the first Indian fashion designer to have a flagship store in New York, which I have to say I have visited and it's amazing. Today, she is the fastest growing designer in India who dominates a big market share in this very competitive industry. And her outfits, her creations are unique and have been worn not just by Bollywood, but by global personalities such as Hillary Clinton, Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, the First Lady of Canada, Mrs. Trudeau, the Queen of Belgium, and the Queen of Music, Beyonce. So our guest today is none other than Anita Dongre. Anita, welcome, and thank you for joining the Akshaya Patra Gala.
Thank you so much, Rachna, for this beautiful, kind introduction. And I must say, I'm honored to be here. I just think what you guys do is incredible. 58 centers in India. We're looking after children, which is, you know, our children are our future. And thank you so much to each one of you there today at the gala. Thank you for being there and thank you for doing what you do. It's truly an honor to be here.
Our pleasure indeed. So your journey is inspiring to so many children who want to be entrepreneur like you. And it started with 2 sewing machines in your gallery. So how did you venture into it and how did you transform into this worldwide empire?
I always wanted to run a business. I think ever since I was 15, I wanted to be a designer, and I started with 2 sewing machines and with lots of determination. And I just think I succeeded, which I'm grateful for, but I still have a long way to go. And I'm glad that today so many young women in my country are breaking the shackles of traditional, you know, घर में बैठना चाहिए, लड़कियों को काम नहीं करना चाहिए. And it's just so amazing what's happening in India today, where women are becoming entrepreneurs, taking up high-ranking positions in companies. And India is going through this huge transformation. And I've always said that whether it's in the villages or in the cities, the women are going to transform our country, because women are just so strong and want to prove themselves today. And I think economic independence for women in our country is going to be the game changer.
And you are so right, because if an educated woman will educate her children, give her skills, give them skills to earn a nice livelihood. So yes, that's the way to transform any society, any country. And your ethos is revive, sustain, and empower. And you're a big employer for the rural artists throughout your grassroots movement. And you have been instrumental in reviving and sustaining India's handicrafts. So can you share that journey with us?
You know, Rachna, there's nothing more empowering than see a woman who wants to be economically empowered herself. Today you said that educated women are going to bring forward a more, educated girls. But when I go to the villages, these women are not educated themselves at all. They're just artisans who've learned the craft from their mothers and grandmothers. And the first thing they do with the money they make is educate the girl child. Because in a lot of villages, always the importance is given to educate the boy and not to educate the girl. And all my women artisans that I work with and interact with, the first money that they earn goes to buying books for the children, putting her in school and giving her a better life. And all these women want a better life for their girls. And I think that is the game changer. And I feel humbled that I can be a small facilitator for a small group of women and change their lives.
I have some questions from the audience. So what is Anita's favorite food?
Sindhi curry chawal. Sindhi curry chawal with aloo too. There's nothing like that in the world. I mean, there's nothing like Indian food in the world, but then the Sindhi cuisine is my favorite.
And that's probably what you grew up with. So
yes.
Perfect. Yeah. Mine, because growing up in Maharashtra, mine is Puran Puri. So it all goes down to what your mom cooked. So
any Indian cuisine, every local cuisine is like, we were so blessed to be enjoying so many different types of cuisines from all over the country.
You have designed so many outfits and you are essentially the queen of design. So what is your favorite outfit?
Personally, I keep my clothing really very simple. I think when I deal with so much of color and so much of print and so much of texture, I think personally you just tend to become very basic. So it's usually really black or white, as simple as that. Just very basic, just black or white t-shirts or a basic linen shirt over pants. Very, very basic. I don't need to think what I have to wear in the morning because I think my goal is just to go there and start working.
You're creating beautiful outfits for the entire world. So thank you for doing what you're doing. And last question from our audience. Who is your role model, Anita?
My mom.
Oh.
And she's amazing. I mean, every day I learn from her, literally she came to spend Diwali with me the last week to stay with me. And again, I had to just tell her that as mom, you're incredible. She had us 6 kids. She's always smiling, always laughing. She's always juggling so many hats, though she's a homemaker. And she's just incredible. And I just wish to be more and more like her, always positive, always happy, always sailing through life so happily.
And that's why Akshaya Patra's mission is to create strong women. And Anita, you're going to be an inspiration for so many of our beneficiaries and our audience. And I can't thank you enough for doing this for Akshaya Patra. And we appreciate your support.
I'm really, really looking forward to visiting your kitchen in Jaipur, which I believe is the largest. And I mean, you're taking care of children, you're feeding them, you're looking after their books. And this whole next generation of kids that Akshaya Patra is, being a godmother to, is just going to impact their lives so beautifully and positively. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you, Anita. And we hope to host you one day live at one of our galas. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Meena Rajgopal from South Florida, Miami chapter of Akshaya Patra.
Hi, I am Kavita.
Hi, I'm Venkat.
Hi, and I'm Raj Rajgopal.
Despite the challenges of the last 18 months, here in America, we have done well. Despite the remote learning challenges, the students have not missed school. Many of us have started our usual activities of friends, travel, and feel safe from the protection the vaccines have given us.
Stock market is at an all-time high, and most of us were able to work seamlessly. And government support have enabled many in customer-facing situations to weather the storm, and many have had the opportunity to retrain themselves for better jobs.
The effects of COVID have been devastating in India, as there are a large number of families that are poor. Our children from Akshaya Patra haven't been able to attend school in any form. The parents did not have the benefit of government financial support, and the child hunger has gotten worse as many lost a parent.
These challenges should motivate us even more, to dig even deeper, to ask our friends for that extra generosity. For if ever there was a time when these kids need us, it's now. So a big thank you to friends of Akshaya Patra for your generosity and for lending a helping hand to those who need it the most.
Hi, my name is Zaveria. I love music, English reading and football.
ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜವೇರಿಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅವರು ಕುಟುಂಬ ಬಡತನದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಕುಟುಂಬ. ಅವರು ತಂದೆ ಕೂಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಥ ಕುಟುಂಬದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಅಂಥ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲಿಂದ ಅವಳು ಒಂದು ಜೀವನನೇ ಒಂದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಅವಳ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
I love football because it teaches me hard work, teamwork, helping each other.
In our school, football has been very crucial for our kids. There's been a huge transformation from what kids were before and what they are now, like the football kids. So they're more happy now, they're more regular to school because of football.
ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಇದರಿಂದ. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಇದು.
All right, we're going to continue this wonderful, amazing show. Next, we have a really special guest. We have Gururaj Deshpande, who was the chairman of Akshaya Patra, USA from 2008 to 2020. Dr. Deshpande, a Marathi, like myself, is the president and chairman of Sparta Group LLC and has founded several successful companies, including Cascade Communications and Sycamore Networks. Dr. Deshpande holds a B.Tech in Electrical Engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, an ME from the University of New Brunswick in Canada, and a PhD from Queen's University in Canada. Dr. Deshpande serves as a life member of the MIT Corporation. Welcome, Deshpande. You can just use this.
Thank you, Omi. I'm not sure why I deserve that formal invitation. I'm just Dash. I and Jayashri are very thankful for making us a part of this evening. It's been such a joy meeting so many of you again and making some new friends. And this is probably our very first meeting after COVID. And it's been so energizing that I'm deeply thankful to all of you. All of us are here because of the compassion and wanting to give back. And we have heard that. But giving back, the problem that I see in the world is that all of us who are doing well want to give back. But we need an agency. We need a connector. Meaning, all the kids that we see here are in some ways our customers. Those are the people that we want to serve. But how do you get connected to these kids? How do you find out what do they need and what do they enjoy. So we cannot use our context and our measures of what the intervention should be. We need people right on the ground who have the ability to connect with these people and know what they need, because giving is all about giving what other people need. Otherwise, it just becomes a ritual, like Diwali gifts and Christmas gifts, you know. People give you something, you don't like it, you just put it in your closet, and then when you find somebody else, you give it to them, right? So that giving goes round and round, and it's just a ritual. It's not as enjoyable. It's so much more enjoyable when you give something that people really, really need. So in this ability to make opportunities available for the people who have not had the opportunities, I think we need connectors. We need a way to connect the resources, the compassion, and the competence that we have in this room to the people who need it. And that connectivity is what actually lacks in this world. Because people are very genuine. People are very genuine. You know, it doesn't matter, even whether it's MIT or Stanford or Caltech. There's a lot of thinkers, deep thinkers, people who have a lot of resources. And they all come up with their own ideas as to how it can be useful. But there's no capacity in the community for which you're trying to help to absorb any of that stuff. And so what's beautiful about Akshaya Patra is that we have 6,000 employees in the kitchen working every day, and their kids are these kids. And so they know what's going on. We have a team, we have a leadership team that's just 100% committed, more than 100% committed to actually doing this. And so I think as we all deepen our own commitment to give back, and having organizations like this, which can really help us, really educate us in terms of what exactly needs to get done, I think is a very powerful mechanism. So thank you all. Thank you for being a part of this organization. And we are very, very thankful to all of you for coming and not only helping these kids, but helping each other. You know, I'm sure all of us will leave this evening very energized to do whatever we do, in addition to creating opportunities for these children. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deshpande. We have someone coming back to the stage now, a performer that you've heard, but he's going to do something slightly different, and it's going to be really exciting. So I would love, you guys want to see him again, right? Yeah, yeah. Encore performance by our own. Oh, look, he's doing his hair. Nice. You look great. Come on up. By our own Sparsha. Did you change?
Yeah.
He changed his clothes. It's like the Oscars here. All right.
Exactly. Gotta learn from the best, right? I saw a costume change. I think it was the Grammys, and Beyonce, literally in one split second, you didn't even notice her, and I think she was right there on the same place on the stage. You could see her, and she changed her clothes. What? What? But yeah, this is my humble attempt at that. That said, I am so floored by all of the amazing, fundraising that's been going on through the auctions. I'm really floored by all the insight, from all the distinguished speakers here. I think the insight that you brought here is super important, and it helps us realize, what compassion is. And it's very interesting because in my TED Talk, one of the 4 steps that I gave of turning impossible into I'm possible in life is helping others. Because I truly believe that, life is the greatest gift God could give us. And the only way, I think one of the best ways we can do justice to that is by giving back. And that is why I'm extremely, extremely happy to be here and to be able to lend my voice to all those people, the children in India who really need them by reaching out to you so that all of you can help reach out to them. And as Sivaji said, if you should definitely go to India at one point in your life and serve a meal to a child who, it may be the only meal that they have in their day. I just wanted to let you know that statement, wherever you are, Sivaji, I hope I'm saying your name right. Sivaji, right? Yeah. I just want you to know that that statement was so moving that I'm going to make sure I don't leave this earth without doing that. I'm serious. Because I feel like you can be on stage and, people like me, we can, give our voice, we can give our talent, we can spread awareness, we can do all that stuff. But it has always been in my heart that, whenever I'm able to, I want to, at some point in my life, go to that grassroots level. I want to go to the places where people are hurting the most, where people are in need of most, and I want to give them the gifts that people need. So this is just, for me, it's a stepping stone, but I'm so glad that I'm here because I want to make that, come to pass. And I know that it's not just me, but I feel like there's so many young people here in this room who I really want to encourage you all that, this is our time. There's that Native American saying that says, we do not inherit the land from our ancestors, but borrow it from our children. And think about the fact that, education here, right? That is the way that we give the keys to the future, to those who are our future. And the way we can do that is by giving them the gifts we need. So to all the young people out here, I want to encourage you. To all the older people out here, I want to encourage you. Let's be not afraid to give and open our hearts, open our minds, open our money, open our voices, and open our love. Because love is everything. I truly believe it makes the world go round. And that's the reason why we're here today. So this is a song that it was what got me known around the world, but I think what's more important than that is that, it got to touch or sparsh a lot of people's hearts. And that's my vision. I want to sparsh people's hearts. And so I hope whether you're younger or you're young at heart, this raga rap, infused Indian classical clean cover of Not Afraid by Eminem sparshes your heart today. You ready to be pumped up? Yeah? To take a stand, or maybe sit. Everybody, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Just letting you know that you're not alone. Holler if you feel like you've been down the same road. Where all my young people at? Scream! It's been a ride! I guess I had to go to that place to get to this one. Now some of you might still be in that place. And if you're trying to get out, just follow me. I'll get you there. Where am I young at heart at? You can try and free my lyrics off of this paper before I lay them. But you won't take this thing out these words before I say them. Cause ain't no way I'ma let you stop me from causing mayhem. When I say I'ma do something, I do it. I don't give a glance what you think. I'm
doing this for me. Forget the world, feed it beans, it's gassed up, everything's stopping me. I'ma be what I set out to be, without a doubt, undoubtedly. And all those who look down on me, I'm tearing down your balconies. No Santa Claus, don't try to ask him why, how could he? From Angry Birds down to the last tribute album, he's still fretting whether he's on salary, paid hourly, until he bows out or he freaks his bubbles out of him. Whichever comes first, for better or worse, he's married to the game, like a present for Christmas, and his gifts in his purse. Forget the urge, he's got the urge to pull himself from the dirt and bless the whole universe. I'm not afraid to take a step. Everybody, come on, clap! Take my hand, we'll walk this road together, through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Just letting you know that you're not alone. Holla if you feel like you've been down the same road. And I just can't keep living this way. So starting today, I'm breaking out of this cage. I'm standing up, I'ma face my demons. I'm manning up, I'ma hold my ground. I've had enough, and I'm so fed up. Time to put my life back together right now. It was my decision to get clean. I did it for me. Admittedly, I probably did it subliminally for you, so I could come back and bring new me who helped see me through. And don't even realize what you did, believe me, you. I was little finger, but they could do little to the peace fingers. I think it got a tear in my eye. I feel like the prince of my world. Haters can make like bees with no stingers and drop dead. No more beef flingers, no more drama from now on. I promise to focus solely on handling my responsibility to the brothers. So I solemnly swear to always treat this roof like my brother and raise it. You couldn't lift a single shingle on it, cause the way I feel, I'm strong enough to go to the gym or the fitness club and go lift 100-pounder up, cause I'm raising the bar. I troop to the moon, but I'm too busy gazing at stars. I feel amazing, and I'm not afraid. Walk this road together through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Cause then you know that you're not alone. Holla if you feel like you've been down the same road. Your rhythm.
Wow. That is amazing.
Thank you.
Truth speaker and motivational speaker, inspiration, to me at least. What do you say, guys? Amazing.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Wow, man. I was just going to say, man, I can't compete. I just can't. So maybe I'm doing my next film is a Marathi film. Maybe you could be a playback singer on it?
Oh my God.
Yeah?
Serious?
Yeah. Would you? Okay.
Bet.
All
yeah,
right.
let's do it.
All right, let's do it. I mean, if you can't beat him, get him on your team, right? All right, man. Thank you so much.
This guy's very, very smart. But hey, we're all one team here, right?
Yeah, we are. We're all one team. All
See
right.
ya. See you soon.
All right, guys. That was amazing. Wow. All right, guys. Our next speaker is a professor of medicine at University of Massachusetts Medical School. He's board-certified internal medicine and infectious disease. He's the president of American College of Physicians, the largest internal medicine specialty organization in the world. Please welcome onto the stage Dr. George Abraham.
Evening. Anything I say has to be anticlimactic after what Sparsh just did. Exactly. Give him a round of applause. That is sheer talent. My wife and I are most delighted to be invited as guests to this singular event this evening. As the first Indian to become the president of the American College of Physicians in its 105-year history, and the first international medical graduates. I do not consider it a personal accomplishment, but it has often led me to reflect on what the role of us as ethnic Asian and Indians have played in our adopted country in the United States. A meritocracy is a system in which an individual's advancement is based on performance, measured by examination or demonstrated through achievement. Economic goods and political power in a meritocracy are awarded based on individual talent and effort, not according to wealth or social standing. The term was coined in 1958 by British sociologist Michael Dunlop Young in his satirical book, The Rise of Meritocracy, but the concept has existed for centuries. However, despite its definition, the playing field in a meritocracy is not always level. As was written in an article in the New York Times, merit has replaced the old system of inherited privilege in which parents in the order born handed down the manor to their children. But merit, it turns out, is at least partly class-based. Parents with money, education, and connections cultivate in their children the habits that meritocracy rewards. When their children then succeed, their success is seen as earned. In this system, people from poorer backgrounds can compete, and their children can compete because they can't come close to spending the same amount as a wealthy family on education. Further, meritocracy adds a kind of moral insult to this economic exclusion because it frames what is in fact structural inequality and structural exclusion as an individual failure to measure up, and then tells you if you're in the middle class, the reason you can't get the great high-paying job is because you're not good enough. Today we have heard of the singular contributions of Akshaya Patra in the education of children in India. The underprivileged need that leg up in life, which is what this organization is all about. In our profession of medicine as international medical graduates, we all recognize the uphill task we face in attempting to establish ourselves in the workplace, be it in academics, research, or for promotions. We all got that leg up in various ways from various people who helped us start on our journey. I can recall my own background of significant poverty when my father as a pastor and academician and my mother as a school teacher turned homemaker. The first television set in our house was when I went to medical school. The first car in our house was the one I bought when I became a faculty member of my medical school and had gotten married. What we lacked in luxuries was made up with the emphasis on education, the highest educational level possible. It is this educational goal that stands at the heart of Akshaya Patra's work in India. The American College of Physicians has made the sensitization of justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion in medicine one of our 4 strategic priorities. A third of our membership are international medical graduates. Our CEO is the first woman physician to be the CEO of a major medical organization. Our chair of our board of regents, a Caucasian male, is the biggest proponent of diversity and inclusivity. While diversity is easy to measure, inclusivity isn't. Diversity is something an organization can keep statistics and can audit to assess proportions. We can monitor trends and definitely create interventions to change those trends. On the other hand, inclusivity is an action, a feeling, a mindset, a way of life in our professional and personal perspectives. By that same token, it's not measurable. It's how we act, how we speak, or the way we think. It's often internal, easily masked, yet is also easily demonstrated and visible through our speech and actions. It's something that can be either embedded or shunned in an organization's culture, but something that cannot be easily analyzed or tracked by reports. It's so much deeper than diversity, which is what makes inclusivity so difficult to accomplish. Having contemplated these aspects of inclusivity and reflecting on our own lived experiences, we are called on to be inclusive by providing that leg up that Akshaya Patra aims to provide to the millions of underprivileged children in India. In 2016, as reported by the Cleveland Plain Dealer, diversity and inclusion expert Verna Myers, founder and president of the Verna Myers Company and leader of a popular TED Talk on overcoming bias, told the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association that those who want to overcome prejudice must begin to identify their unconscious biases and try to rewire their brains to think more inclusively. She is quoted as saying, quote, "Diversity is being invited to the party, inclusion is being asked to dance," end quote. Millions of the children that we saw in that compelling video are waiting to be invited to our party, just so that they can also get an opportunity to dance. Can we do that tonight? Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, we just have a little bit more to go. We have another wonderful guest on our screens here who will be talking. It's Indra K. Nui. That sounds familiar. Have you heard of her? Yes, she is the CEO and chairman of Pepsi Company from 2006 to 2019. She's been awarded the Padma Bhushan, India's third highest civil honor, the U.S. State Department's award for outstanding achievement. And she is an amazing person. I would love to play her video and see this interview. This is impressive. Let's watch.
It's an honor and a privilege to introduce Indra Nui to our guest today. Indra has served as the CEO and chairman of PepsiCo from 2006 to 2019. She is a role model for women and immigrants, sought after advisor to entrepreneurs, executives, and governments. At PepsiCo, she was the chief architect of performance with purpose, delivering sustained value and growth while doing good for the consumers, for the community, and the environment. She has been awarded the Padma Bhushan, India's third highest civilian honor, the US State Department's award for Outstanding American by choice, and 15 honorary degrees. She's married to Raj Nui, has two wonderful daughters, Preeta and Tara. She recently released a much anticipated memoir, My Life in Full, Work, Family, and Our Future, which offers insight and call to action on how society can blend work and family and advance women in the 21st century. Indra, I've received a few questions from the audience, so I'm going to ask some of my questions, some of the audience questions. I'll include these in the conversation.
Great, Rupa. It's wonderful to be with you and to have a chat with you. And I admire you enormously. So it's a great privilege and a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Indra. So you have been a trailblazer in many, many ways, whether it was forming the musical band, Logarithm, in high school, going to IIM in Calcutta, being a consultant at BCG, or of course, leading a Fortune 50 company, PepsiCo. Did you have any role models? And if so, who were your role models and what inspired you about them?
I think I didn't have one role model, but if I had to say one thing, as a family, we didn't know what business was because everybody in our family was either a lawyer or some doctors, but working in government jobs and banks. The first time we really got exposed to business was when my sister got admission to IIM Ahmedabad. My sister is a year older than me, Chandrika. And she opened the doors for business, entry into business for the family, including me. Most importantly, me. Because once she went to IIM Ahmedabad, all the objections to my going to IIM were gone. And all of a sudden it seemed like a legitimate career pathway. And so I would say Chandrika was instrumental in having the courage to apply to Ahmedabad, getting in. It was a very, very, very uphill battle, but she managed to breeze through the process and get in. And she would be the one person I would mention that has had a profound impact on the trajectory of my career.
Wow, very nice. I'm sure she'll be thrilled to hear that. Sindra, you have been in very, very different roles. You have worn different hats at different phases in life. As you look back, which role do you cherish the most? What have been the most fulfilling moments in your life, and why?
I think literally every job I've done, that job I've loved. And I honestly believe if you don't love the job with your head, heart, and hands, you should not continue because jobs require complete commitment from you. You've got to look at the job as a calling, not as just a paycheck. And so, whenever I went to work in any job or a company, I threw myself into it. And if I felt like my mind was not in the job or mind was getting distracted, I eased myself out. And I think that's very, very important because the job takes up so much of your time uh, in terms of the waking hours and also takes up so much of your mental time in the hours that you're not in the office. It's very important that you really ask yourself, is this the job I really want to be doing? Now, I want to be very careful. Not everybody has that luxury because sometimes you just need the paycheck in one location, you can't move, you have lots of commitments and family to worry about, you don't have mobility. So, in those cases, it's easy for me to say, think hard as to whether you want to do the job and work hard if this is not your dream assignment. Most people don't have that luxury. I did because Raj was working and we both agreed that we would live on one salary. And whatever the salary was, the smaller of the two, we'd live on that because we felt we should live way within our means. So we both had the courage that we could quit and the other would keep the house going. And so, given that, I think every job that I did, I loved it until I didn't love it. Yeah.
So, Indra, I know you have mentioned Anganwadi 4.0 to support young families in rural areas. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Maybe there's an opportunity for us to collaborate on.
Oh, it's a great question. I'm so happy to talk about it. I realized that India on the books has got far-reaching laws, structures, funding mechanisms to actually help families have childcare support, maternal counseling, all of that stuff for pregnancy, for life, whatever. But over time, as with every program, it starts to drift down because there isn't attention given to it all the time. I didn't call it 2.0 because I'm not talking of a gradual or an incremental change. I actually think there's an opportunity to take a bunch of communities in areas that are not too political and you won't get caught up in the politics, work constructively with state governments to say, if we were to build outstanding centers to enable counseling for women, childcare for children, so that women can go work in the fields and not have to leave their children under a tree and say, fend for yourself while I'm working under in the hot sun. Give them a nutritious meal, teach them hygiene, all of that stuff. So, the idea is if we can do about 4 or 5 centers in 2 or 3 communities in the country to really document how to implement that and what it costs and what kind of capability you need, what kind of skills you need. Maybe that can be a model that we can take to many corporates to say, would you like to invest in your own state to create Anganwadi? Starting with the really rural areas, people need a lot of help and slowly coming into the urban areas. So it's a question of how do you really start to make change as opposed to just talk about the change that needs to be made.
What message do you have for young kids, especially girls? They are looking up to you as a role model. They have dreams, aspirations. They want to be another Indra. What message would you have for them?
I'd say to all young people, the future is yours. This world is yours. So we are stewards of the world, of whatever it is, for them. I mean, it's there to hold and to improve over the years. So they should have tremendous citizenship, a commitment to making things better around them. Right when they're small, we should sort of inculcate the sense of citizenship in them, giving back, a sense of purpose. And for girls in particular, I'd say stay in school, make sure you get a degree, master's degree if you can, whatever you can, get the maximum. Make sure that you have economic freedom. Make sure you have the power of the purse and know that your talents are needed desperately in the workplace today. And when you come to the workplace, make sure you're not pushed around. There's no reason for you to be treated any differently than anybody else in the workplace because all of you are talent. Shouldn't be viewed as men and women. All of you are talent. And to all the women, I would add saying, think hard about what you want to be. Think hard and pace your life accordingly. Nobody's going to remember you because you're a CEO. Nobody's going to remember you because you have a lot of money. They're going to remember you for what you contributed to society. So think hard about what you want to be, men and women, and how you want to live your life.
Excellent. That leads me to the last question I have. We have hundreds of people attending the gala today, and we have many others who have joined online. They want to be involved. They want to give back. What advice do you have so that they can maximize the impact of their philanthropic efforts?
I'm of the belief that if you're giving to an organization, you have to have line of sight to how that money is being spent and the impact metrics. Don't just feel good that you gave money and wrote a check. Figure out a way to see, is there real impact on the ground? Is change happening? Is change happening for the lowest cost? So if you give $1, make sure that 95 cents on the dollar at least goes towards the cause, not 70 cents and 30 cents towards overheads. And so if everybody who's giving can say, I'm not just going to give, I'm going to get involved to make a difference, to make sure there's an impact, I think we'll start to see real progress, as opposed to, I feel good because I wrote a check. Money is needed, badly needed, but I think implementing programs which lead to impact are much more important.
Absolutely.
But please give. Don't hold back your purse. Please give.
I couldn't agree more, Indra. Especially with Akshaya Patra, they're feeding 1.8 million kids every single day. It is a fantastic...
It's an extraordinary organization, extraordinary. And I've been a donor to Akshaya Patra, and I think it's one of the finest NGOs in the world today.
Couldn't agree more. Indra, thank you so much for your time. It is amazing. You are, as I said, every time I speak with you, I am re-energized, motivated to do more, giving back, focus more on learning. It's just fascinating. So I can't thank you enough. I look forward to future conversations, seeing you in person soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rupa. All the very best to you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So insightful. All right, guys, before we head to dinner, I just wanted to thank you all for being here and for giving. This is so wonderful. This is an honor for me. And it wouldn't be right unless I said something in the language that I'm most known for. So आज अगर हमारे भारत के बच्चे आसमान की बुलंदियों को छू रहा है, तो उसका श्रेय सिर्फ एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को जाता है. मालूम है कौन सा? Akshaya Patra, right? That's right. There will be an English transcript for you, sir. Don't worry. पिछले 21 साल से इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने चमत्कार पे चमत्कार किए हैं, right? और उम्मीद है आगे भी करते रहेंगे with your help. हमें तो आश्चर्य होता है कि एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अपने जीवन काल में इतने चमत्कार कैसे कर सकता है, हाँ? और आपके पास वो चीज है जिस इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को सख्त जरूरत है. You guys know what I'm talking about. धन, right? सबके पास धन है, सब छुपा के रखते, हाँ? देता कोई नहीं. आपका धन इस चमत्कारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के हाथ में दिया है और देखेंगे कैसा इसका उपयोग करता है. So thank you guys so much. It's been a wonderful honor for me to host. Jahapana tusi great ho, right? You guys, tofu kabul karo. All right, guys?
There's a last bit of housekeeping and important announcement and people to introduce. As you saw from Indra Nui, this is not a job, this is a calling, and the board is here, most of the board is here with me. Desh and Rachana and Rupa was there in spirit with us, and Sri Rajan, who is in India, and B.V. Jagdish is in California. So this group, when we got started, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we decided that Akshaya Patra, just like it is here, needs to go grounds up in a distributed fashion everywhere. We wanted a grassroots growth. When we decided that, when we wanted to have chapters to be opened in Des Moines and Grand Rapids and Tampa and Vegas and Portland and Los Angeles, we started opening up everywhere, and we needed a CEO. Rajiv Jain, would you please come up? Rajiv Jain took that challenge and decided to help us out. Rajiv Jain has been our interim CEO for the last 7 months and has been a savior. He has traveled all the way along the eastern seaboard by car from Buffalo to Tampa to Maryland in between, and flying over to California and Texas and Florida, making sure that the organization stayed vibrant. We can have that grassroots growth that can happen. So he has done a pioneering job not only in making the organization run, he also found our next CEO. Naveen Goel, would you also please come up on stage? So Naveen Goel is joining effectively immediately soon as the CEO of Akshaya Patra USA. The baton is being transferred as you guys see us, and Rajiv has been our savior over the last several months when he stepped in and made this happen. So thank you, Rajiv, and welcome, Naveen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Siva. So first of all, I would like to thank our chapter chairs, both in South Florida as well as here in New Jersey. All the volunteers, advisory board members, youth ambassadors, young professionals who have put in a lot of time and effort in making this event possible. And also, thanks to all of you for showing up this evening and your generosity. I would like to just briefly talk about why I believe in Akshaya Patra. Okay, I'll give you a very, very condensed version. So many years ago, my son and I, he was 9 at the time, we visited an Akshaya Patra kitchen near Delhi in Vrindavan. And you saw the video earlier. We were both very much astounded by the sheer scale and the operational efficiency. And that is how we reached to 1.8 million, serving 1.8 million children every day. And after that, we visited a school. There we interacted with the children. We asked those children, what do you want to be? And they talked about they wanted to become soldiers, they want to become policemen, they want to become doctors, they want to become teachers. When I saw the passion in their eyes, the drive in their eyes, I could see that. It reminded me of my own childhood. When I was their age, I had that kind of drive. Or my son, who was with me, he had that kind of drive. The difference was that I had opportunities, my son has opportunities. These kids do not have the opportunities that we all have or we all had. With small act of generosity can seriously change the trajectory of a lot of these kids. So I would seriously urge you to donate generously. There are a couple of other logistical pieces I'll share with you. You have these pledge envelopes on your table. You don't have to just pay by credit card or check. Many of you may have your own donor advice funds, foundation, or in last year and a half, your stocks might have gone through the roof. I'm sure many of them have. You can just put in your information in here and the amount. That's the pledge amount. And we can connect with you later to work with you on getting the transfers done, whether it's through your foundation, stock, or any other mean, check, or anything else you want to pay by. So I would encourage you to donate generously, and please help us provide the opportunity to these children, the opportunity that we all have had. Thank you very much. And with that, Naveen.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Siva. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. I'm grateful to getting the opportunity. And it's great to see the energy and enthusiasm, guys. And as Kiran Bhai said earlier, you know, those children, They really look forward to all your help. And here I am, and I wanted to say just one thing. I look forward to working with all of you. Keep your energy and enthusiasm. We will need a lot of it today, tomorrow, and day after. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys so much. From one CEO to the other. You guys aren't gonna like pass the crown, not like a pageant? Yeah. Next time. Next time. All right, sounds good, guys. And our last speakers are Ashok Sanchetti, leader of the Diamond community and philanthropist, and Kiran Kothari, successful businessman, philanthropist, and community leader. All right, guys, take it away.
We're going to take only 2 minutes, okay? I know dinner is ready, so you will have dinner immediately after we are done.
We are here to thank everyone who helped us to put together this program. Our 3 donors who has donated us, Anita Dongre, Shreya Mehta, and Komi Basin, who gave us the pendant, the painting, and the sari.
Give them a big, big round of applause.
We gave,
Thank you.
from bottom of our heart, we give you thank you very much to join our organization. Our goal was to collect 4 million for this gala evening. With all your help, we have collected 3.5 million tonight for this gala.
But
in which,
one second, I am greedy for this cause. So I know there is a few $1 billion worth of net worth here. What is $500,000? We have to do it together, guys, okay? Go ahead.
One person anonymously have committed $1 million out of this 3.5 million. Thank you very much. It's all your, Kiran Bhai.
And now we want to extend our thanks to our media partners. Dr. Sudhir Parikh of Parikh Worldwide Media, thank you very much. Mr. H.R. Shah of TV Asia. And this year we have a new sponsor, Mr. Tarje from WIONZ TV. Thank all of them for their generosity and covering this event, as well as giving us the airtime so that we can spread the word and reach out to you, as well as all the social media, everywhere. It really helps us a lot. And there are some radio sponsors also. Alka Agarwal of EBC Radio, celebrity radio guru Mr. Kururaj Anand, and Radio Deal. They also gave us a lot of airtime to spread the word about Akshaya Patra and its mission. So thank you all. And with that, I thank all of you. I salute you for everything, that's the support you are giving. What we want to do is to make sure that the children have a way to get out of poverty. And that is done through eradicating hunger and educating them. My salute to you.